This is Cybert signing into Tournament Decision into Kane's Wrath for a 1v1. In the north, playing as the green nod, this is Panic. A player we haven't seen in a little while, so loving to see him again. Meanwhile, in the south, a player we have been seeing a lot of. This is Masterleaf. Plain yellow, plain Zocom. Now, if you're watching this when the video comes out, well, it is great to be casting just some one-off Kane's Wrath games, something that isn't a gigantic 4-hour video that's going to take forever to render, or like a best of 7 or a best of 9. And this is just one game. One game, and we're done. And if you're not watching this around the time when it comes out, well, I'm referring, of course, to the Winter Championship, the 2022 Winter Championship. I ended up casting something like 66 replays for that event. The editing of the videos has been arduous, and they are all out by the time that this comes out. But we've just got a cool 1v1 between Masterleaf and Panic. Masterleaf playing Zocom, Panic playing Nod. Panic not, well, actually, if he did play in the Winter Championship, he did not make it very far in the playoffs, if at all. But Panic, a player that we've seen a number of times, years and years ago, just not super often recently. And so I'd love to see players from the olden days come back, make a reappearance, show some good games, maybe play some new maps, that sort of things. And versus Masterleaf, who took a bit of a break from competitive play, who wasn't always showing his best form when it came to like 1v1s because he was focused on other projects, but has had a very good showing with 1v1s recently. Played a bunch of great matches, showed some new builds and some variations on strats. And now we get to see Tournament Decision, no poker, of course. And these two guys playing a matchup that we don't see a super ton. Zocom versus Nod. Zocom not a super favored faction in most matchups, particularly the later the game goes on. Is he just going to kill this Tib Crystal? Okay, I don't think he's actually going to get it with the one rifleman. He has taken a little bit of damage on that Tib Crystal, but sometimes we do see a player like Bike Rush Owns go for the blue Tiberium of his opponent and kill off the blue Tiberium crystal. It's one of those strategies that can do some damage, but very often doesn't do very much. But killing early game blue Tib, well, that can do a bit of damage to your opponent. Operations Center is out. Command Post, I assume, isn't far behind. Masterleaf has enough cash for it. No, he's going double War Factory. Zocom double War Factory, 3 refineries nicely spread out. So even if this is a rush to 1-clicks, which it definitely isn't a rush to 1-clicks, but it could still be 1-clicks coming out relatively soon, that Tib Catalyst missile will not be able to tag more than 1 refinery at a time. A couple of flame tanks coming out. It's going to be engineers into the middle of the map. So if these flame tanks are hoping to skate by these defensive towers, they're going to be taking some big damage. Meanwhile, in the south, Zocom, Masterleaf does have a Pitbull and some units in the south here. He will be spotting that flame tank nice and early. The Venom gets shut down, so at the very least, that air tower was not just for the mine drop. It is going to be for at least 1 Venom as well that gets immediately deleted by those Pitbulls. Flame tanks have been spotted in the north and in the south. Masterleaf knows that this is coming his way. He knows that it is an Operations Center flame tank build from Panic. He doesn't know that it's going to be a second War Factory behind that it's going to be a Tier 3 behind that as well, and that it might be Laser Scorps on the scene very soon. Panic goes for Dozer Blades. Masterleaf goes for the middle of the map. He secures 1 of the defensive towers, gets a couple of shots off on these Scorpion tanks, actually claims a couple of kills. And it looks like this MCV going to be taking a little bit of damage from that, from those Venoms. Bloodhound's going to be getting called in by Masterleaf. He has the cash to make that happen. Meanwhile, the Catalyst missile that we talked about earlier, it finds its refinery, finds its target there against Masterleaf, and Masterleaf is now in a bit of an awkward position where it might be worth it to go for the kill. Oh, that engineer needs to get sniped, and indeed it does. The Ox transported APC gets sent to the other side of the map, but it will be denied. And it will be the Scorpion tanks that push back the Predator tanks on the front line as Masterleaf tries this sneaky play, and it just doesn't work. If that's laser capacitors that has been started, it's halfway done, and it has not been denied. Double War Factory has been spotted by Masterleaf. He knows the play now. He's got all of the intel that he needs to continue this game. And Zocom Orcas, well, they can be extremely powerful versus non-moving targets. And in this case, that buggy doesn't dodge, doesn't weave, and the Orca takes it down. But the Orcas have been spotted. Panic gets the scout after his catalyst missile, reconfirms what's in the base using that Raider buggy. Meanwhile, in the north, Stealth Tank will be able to shut down the expansion. It was Tib Core before laser capacitors for Panic, and now he still doesn't have laser capacitors as his Scorpion tanks get torn apart in the south. Masterleaf loses the expansion in the north, but Panic secures, might be able to secure that expansion in the north. Panic loses the expansion opportunity in the south. Masterleaf watching that area of the map closely, and no, Panic is going to try. He is going to fight for it. Redeemer almost done. Panic wants the southern corner of the map. He's not going to try and split the map, go to the top left while Masterleaf goes to the bottom right. Scorpions press forward. Fred's trading out with the help of these APCs and Pitbulls. Scorp's going to get eaten up, and the Orcas might find a kill here, helping out their friends mostly by missing, sometimes by hilarious margins. But the last of the Bloodhounds go down, and Masterleaf is going to need something with a little bit more firepower to be able to stop these Scorpions. Orcas might be able to do the trick. Combat support airfield right here on the front line means that these Orcas can refuel and get back into the action extremely quickly. A couple of Predator tanks here and waiting, and these Scorpions just walk. One by one, they walk into the waiting arms of these Predator tanks. Panic not paying attention at all as he is focused elsewhere on the map. As the Rage Gen fires off, the Scorpions not the concern, because in the top side, it's Predator tanks trying to sneak their way into the base, trying to sneak their way into the back doors. Masterleaf is hoping to create as much chaos as he possibly can. A little bit of pressure here at the front, a little bit of pressure there at the back door as well. And it looks like the SAM site won't be able to hold the line because the refinery gets sold off and the Pred tanks back away from the front door. Masterleaf creating confusion, creating chaos, but Panic now doing the same. These guys cannot stabilize because every time they try, there's a new wrench thrown into the works, a new problem that they have to try and solve. This flame tank almost gets the kill on the upgraded power plant as Panic still can't secure his natural expansion. Masterleaf has never once let this area be safely guarded by Panic, and now a stealth tank goes down, but now the Redeemer marches his way to the front door. Masterleaf not going to be giving up without a fight, and he is not going to be making this easy for Panic. But big damage on that Redeemer. About 20% of its HP just sapped away by those Orcas. And Panic, so many harvesters, but no way to refine that Tiberium. One refinery left on the map for Panic. His income could be skyrocketing right now, but it's only drizzling in one refinery at a time. He might have another refinery. No, he still only has one refinery. His income is completely cut off, completely choked up by his own refinery, and now this Redeemer getting free shots on these Predator tanks. I'm not sure what part of the build this is that Masterleaf is doing. Rage Gen is going to be firing off. They were already force firing on the ground, so no big damage there. One Predator tank moves on forward, and it will pay the price for its movement. APC is going to be pressing forward. Redeemer going to be backing away. I love the Orca pods on the ridge for Masterleaf, keeping an eye on that part of the map, not going to be letting any Vertigos cross over into his territory without his knowing. Stealth tanks dodging forward. Panic loses yet another stealth tank. He cannot keep the stealth tanks on the map. Scorpion tanks pause for a moment. One of them pays the price. The Crush is moving forward. No EMP here for Masterleaf, but this Redeemer is taking huge damage against these Predator tanks, trying to stop that airfield from refueling those Orcas, and he will be able to stop it, but at what cost? The Redeemer may pay the final price here, low on health, denies the War Factory, denies the combat support field, but the Predator tanks will get the kill, and now it's Preds versus Scorpions. Panic hoping he can make the comeback happen here, make these refineries safe, but not yet. Scorpion tanks, they are just barely holding on, so many of them close to death, as Masterleaf with the real win in the north secures the field in the north. Panic takes his eyes off of the northern side of the map for a moment, and Masterleaf resets up that expansion. Panic has held on in the south, but only for the moment. He lost his Redeemer, he lost that anchor, but he does finally have laser capacitors. They're now online after having that tier 3 for so long. He got Tib Core, he prioritized that over laser capacitors, and his stealth tanks got almost nothing done. Predator tank pulls back, Pitbull pays the price. Difficult engagement here for both players, but the Predator tank numbers growing by the moment. And of course, Masterleaf, he is the one with the backdoor expansion, the secret income in the north that Panic doesn't know about. Panic has been choked on economy for the last couple of minutes. He might actually get an Orca here, as these SAM sites get free shots on these Orcas, driving them away, but it's only a couple of Scorpion tanks here. It's going to be up to the stealth tanks to get big damage done against this army. Stealth Harvesters is nice, but with these Harvesters now soon being revealed by that Pitbull, it's going to be a difficult hold for Panic. Predator tanks are assaulting. Mine drop on top of the Predator tanks, and it will be the Obelisk. Two or three Harvesters going down right as all of the Predator tanks move and explode. 2 more Harvesters going down as these Predators find their last shots. The Obelisk will save the remaining Harvester, but what a loss on economy for Panic. Even more Harvesters going down in the north. He got his Redeemer out. He got his Redeemer and his Avatars, but that is going to have to be the last army that he builds, because he's going to have to spend a minute or two rebuilding Harvesters before he does anything else. Panic will need to make this push do a lot of damage, and Masterleaf isn't actually evacuating his Harvesters. He built a Mammoth tank. He's hoping this Mammoth will be able to hold the front line. The Redeemer is stomping his way to that front door. They could actually trade places. Predator tanks coming down from the high ground. Masterleaf might be getting evicted from the south, but he might be able to just trade places with Panic as these guys' armies pass each other on opposite sides of the map. Avatars stomping their way further forward, and Panic holds on to the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Masterleaf going to be retreating from this corner of the map and hoping that the top left-hand corner will be his salvation. These Predator tanks have completely gutted the main base of Panic, and now suddenly Panic and Masterleaf, they just need to keep the momentum moving. They can trade places, they can sell off everything, and just restart the game as they spawn into each other's main bases from the beginning of the map. Red Gen fires off. Marv is now out on the front line, but this MCV is going nowhere. The Redeemer is going to get the kill, but no, the EMP lands. The Engineer is getting precious moments to come back online to get this MCV back up to full health, and this Redeemer is going to have maybe 1 second to get the snipe, and he misses it. The Engineer gets the hero save. Panic EMP'd into a kill, or EMP'd out of a kill, rather, as that MCV gets saved. And Masterleaf has taken the north, he's taken the south, and Panic did not get the damage done that he wanted. Panic lost his main base, he lost his tech, and now he just has this little bit of the map to exist on. I think his tech has been completely reset. He has got a War Factory and not much more than that. Mammoth tanks in the north, Masterleaf controlling this game. Is he going a full 4 Zone Raider Marv? He might actually be going a full Zone Raider Marv. Both of these guys have very little cash in the bank, but it feels like it's Masterleaf's game to lose. Oh, Panic. Panic almost coming out with a kill against that MCV, and maybe if he had killed the MCV, you know, maybe he could have pushed a little bit further, but with the Marv there, with the Zone Raiders there, that was going to be a tough fight. Panic has pulled back. Okay, if he can push the Marv away and get a couple grand, I guess he's got a couple grand in the bank right now. These Scorps might actually be able to kill off this Mammoth Tank. So that's good for Panic. He's got a double foot Scorpion. Not quite going heroic just yet. Defensive tower still being held by Masterleaf. Scan comes in. Masterleaf reveals almost the entire base of Panic. Panic has so little else on the map. Everyone has pretty much ran out of Tiberium a couple of minutes ago. This bunker suddenly quite powerful here, but it gets evacuated basically immediately. Panic burns down these buildings. He's going to be able to burn down the power plants. No shockwave artillery to save you this time, Masterleaf. But Masterleaf happy. He's got his Marv out on the field. He's going hammerheads. He actually managed to keep the Reclamator. No, he sold off the Reclamator hub and rebuilt it over here. I just realized. Yeah, that's a different Reclamator hub position. All right. Can Panic pull something out here at the last moment? Rage Gen fires off. A little bit of damage done to that Harvester because of the Rage Gen, but for now the Hammerheads are going to try and work away at this Redeemer. The Redeemer moves on forward. Those Zone Heads missing hilariously. Bike Buggy going to be moving in. Panic's last hope. He's going to be able to burn down the MCV. That's a confirmed kill. He might even be able to exit here. He's going to pay dearly. A lot of health from this Redeemer will be traded. Marv might be able to get a couple of shots off. This Redeemer might actually escape. No, he turns around, and it's going to be the last fight of the game. The Marv versus the Redeemer. The Redeemer goes down. No EMP coils on these buggies, so it's going to be the Avatars versus this one Marv, and the Marv will go down. The rig is too late. The Epic units trade out. The Harvesters go down, and Panic keeps his hopes alive. Mammoths not making much of a difference in this game. The hope is always that the Mammoths will actually do something, but they just don't find it. Behind the scenes, by the way, Masterleaf grabs the tip spike away from Panic in the north. So Masterleaf with 3 tip spikes to the 1 tip spike of Panic. And Panic going to be reverting back to Bike Buggy. He's got these 2 avatars, and then other than that, it's basically tier 1 units. He's got those late-game Tier 3 upgrades, but somebody has been stealing the Tiberium from Panic's field. I think it's been Masterleaf. So Masterleaf has been long-distance harvesting 3 fields, basically, one of them being Panic's field. And Panic going to be pissed as he rolls up to this field and sees that Tiberium crystal disappear moments before his Harvester gets there, his stealthy boy. MCV getting shut down. Masterleaf still has some production, though. Still has the Reclamator hub here. Harvester goes down. Masterleaf tried to trade it back. Gets a kill on a bike at least. Couple of Hammerheads are here skating around the map. Masterleaf has pretty decent income compared to Panic. But Panic, if he was able to keep around that... I don't actually know if he got the Seed Tiberium out or not. Ooh, and the Marv is back online. No EMP grenades for Masterleaf. He catches a couple of Scorpion tanks. Ceramic armor saving these Hammerheads time and time again. And that's a fully heroic Scorpion tank that managed to escape the wrath of those Hammerheads. Bike Buggy is going to find it difficult to knock down this Marv. No MCV, though, means that Masterleaf could still be in the danger zone. If he loses this Reclamator hub, that might be it for him. 1 Mammoth tank pokes in. Oh my gosh, this 1 heroic Scorpion actually does pretty significant damage to a Mammoth tank. Ceramic armor is going to find this Conyard. Bike Buggy trying to draw in closer, but this Mammoth tank trading out against the Bike Buggy. That heroic Scorpion doing so much damage to that Mammoth. That Chad Scorpion tank crushing through the Mammoth tank. And now they're trapped in the corner. The bike buggy going to try and close in. The Hammerhead's going to try and exit down to the south, hoping they can find some kind of space to evacuate. And again, they can get a little bit of distance away. And no, suddenly the Marv is going to be the savior of those Hammerheads. Masterleaf keeping his hopes alive. What has turned into a very low eco, very low income game. And Masterleaf is going to come through with the Marv. The second Marv in the south, pressing forward. Masterleaf may not be able to win the fight against everything, but, I mean, honestly, with no EMP coils, I feel like this is a fight that Masterleaf can win. That heroic Scorpion doing so much damage. Are you kidding me? He survives again. This Mammoth drawing below 25% health still hasn't killed that heroic Scorpion. That Scorpion has taken so many shots from that Marv. Zocom Orcas find another kill, and that Scorpion survives another volley. It's unkillable. That one Scorpion has absorbed so much damage from this Marv. This Marv taking so much damage, almost going down, and Panic with one unit is somehow going to bring this Marv down once again. That heroic Scorpion presses forward, gets a money shot off, and then backs away. Watchtower on the front line doesn't get the shot, doesn't get the damage. The Scorpion moves forward again. Finally, it falls, and Masterleaf may have won the game with that one move. Killing that heroic Scorpion may be the thing that wins him the game. One Avatar down, the other Avatar getting targeted. Watchtowers buying time for these Zocom troopers as these Zone Raiders are running desperately for the building, hoping that they can escape this Scorpion tank from the crush. And one Zone Raider has survived. Panic with hilariously few units, trying to keep himself in this game, going for the crush, not finding it. The Zone Raider buying so much time for Masterleaf. That Scorpion tank going for the crush, but never finding it. More reinforcements to the front line. Panic, he's found an unprotected MCV. If he could get another engineer into that husk, he would have two avatars online on the front lines against Masterleaf. It's going to be three Scorpions, one Hammerhead loaded with nothing, as Masterleaf with no money in the bank. These guys have basically been drawing a zero against each other, just spending every single dollar that they have. Every single bit of money that comes in immediately exits. And Panic, his MCV escaping to the north, but he has done very little with that extra space. Everyone hoping that their last dollars can win them the game. The Orca Strike will get called in. That Husk is going to go down, and that Orca Strike going to be denying any comeback for that Avatar. No hope for that Husk to come back online. Another Harvester sneaks away from the front line. These stealth Harvesters doing so much for Panic over the course of this game. Masterleaf with so little income, with so few units. His Marv having gone down leaves basically only this Hammerhead as his only active defense force. He's got 4 Hammerheads out on the map. A Rifleman scouting in an Ox transport. Bikes back out on the field. Panic and Masterleaf fighting this out. Once again, the engineer will come through. The hero save, buying more time for Masterleaf. If he could dive on those bikes, then the Scorpion tanks would be no problem for the 4 Hammerheads with their adaptive, with their AP ammo and their ceramic armor. But the bikes and the SAM sites actually can ward away those Hammerheads. Masterleaf with one refinery in the north. The War Factory now online. Masterleaf taking just so much damage immediately. All of the lasers in the Tib core doing so much. Oh my gosh, this War Factory may not even produce a single unit. It goes down. Masterleaf hoping he can grab those bikes, grab a Scorpion, grab something, but he's got no way to engage against this army. All right, finally, the Hammerheads are going to be able to engage against the bikes, but they're going to be trading out almost 1-to-1. The Orca might be able to find one of the bikes. 2 bikes remain, but no, the last bike goes down, and the last Hammerhead is on its own. A Guardian Cannon gets deployed. The MCV absorbing every bit of damage that it can, but finally, The last Scorpion goes down. The last Avatar looks for the kill, and the Sam sites find the kill against that Hammerhead. It goes down. Masterleaf's MCV is in the dirt, and this Avatar might be finally unopposed. Is this actually going to be the hero Avatar that wins Panic the game? No. As soon as he steps out of range of that Sam site, the Hammerheads are going to be able to come back online and take down this Avatar. A buggy gets added into the mix. Panic, with so few units, is going to be sending a couple of bikes to the north. If he can kill these harvesters, maybe he can finally kill off Masterleaf. That has been a weakness of Panic this whole game long. He has been focused on only one area of the map. He has not been going for harassment. He has not been trying to go for cross-mapping. Nothing like that, really. He has been focused only where Masterleaf wants him looking, and that means Masterleaf has been able to exploit other areas of the map to his own benefit and to Panic's detriment. Reinforcements getting called in. Panic finally finding a bit of damage, finding a bit of harvester killing action. And the bikes are going to get off their final volley. The last Hammerhead goes down, and he trades it for the last bike. It's all infantry from Masterleaf as he is hoping, grasping desperately at these last remaining straws that he has, digging in. Zocom field suits being powerful for this infantry army. Militia are here, but they are no match for late-game upgraded riflemen. And the engineer will find the Tib Spike in the north. And what in the world? That game exiting right there. I'm going to guess Masterleaf calling it quits. But honestly, that game went back and forth so many times. Masterleaf nearly able to win out, and Panic maybe coming through with the final victory. But that will do it for a crazy low eco back and forth. Masterleaf with so much more income. But yeah, somewhere around here. Look at that. They're both flatlining. Their trajectory is shockingly similar, despite the fact that Masterleaf, before that point in the game, got way more money than Panic. He was not able to turn that into a win. 50K of difference, and yet we saw those last couple of minutes, they were both scraping the bottom of the barrel. Either way, a back and forth and a crazy low eco game for these two guys. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Cyber signing out.